Dear students, greetings of the day. This is Dr. Nancy, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, Government PG College for Women, Panchkula. Today I am going to discuss the topic mitosis from BSc Part 1. Let's start the topic. Introduction. So we all know multicellular organisms, they grow by the addition of new cells, that is by increase in number of cell and increase in mass of the cell. So continuity of the life is an important characteristics of living organisms, and it is achieved through the process of reproduction. So cell division is the central to the life of cell, and it is essential for the perpetuation and reproduction of species. Now, so we all know cell division is essential for the life. So cell division is defined as the process by which a mature cell divides and forms nearly two equal daughter cells which resemble the parent cell in a number of characters. So cell division की दो types हैं, mitosis and meiosis. So Rudolf Virchow gave a statement, omnis cellula e cellula, that is all the new cells, they arise by the division of pre-existing cells. So before starting the cell division, we will study what is the cell cycle. So cell cycle, each cell which is capable of division passes through a series of changes which is called as the cell cycle. As shown in the diagram, cell cycle is divided into two main parts: long undivided interphase and short divided metaphase or mitotic phase, or we call it as M phase. So cell cycle is basically divided into two main parts, I phase and M phase. I phase is further divided into three main parts, G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So what is I phase? I phase is the longest phase, resting phase, but it is the most active phase of the cell cycle. It is also called as preparatory phase because the cell prepares itself for the number of biosynthetic activities like duplication of each chromosome, formation of carbohydrates, proteins. In short, the cell prepares itself for the division. It is called as I phase or interphase. So the first phase of interphase is G1 phase. G1 phase is called as gap 1 phase. So in the gap 1 phase, it is called as a phase of initial growth of a newly formed cell. So in this phase, carbohydrates, lipids and protein synthesis takes place. Then comes S phase. S phase is the phase in which the DNA replication takes place and diploid cell, it becomes the tetraploid at the end of S phase. And also there is synthesis of histone proteins and non-histone proteins. Duplication of chromosomes takes place in S phase. Then last phase of the I phase is G2 phase. G2 phase is called as second gap phase. So in the G2 phase, cytoplasmic organelle, they get doubled and proteins for the ester and spindle fibers, they are synthesized in G2 phase. So this was about the I phase. I phase is called as the longest but active phase of cell cycle. Now the next phase is M phase. So M phase can be mitosis or can be meiosis depending on the cell type. So mitosis takes place in somatic cells and meiosis takes place in gonad cells or germinal cells. So M phase, we define this phase as division of the parent cell into the two daughter cells. So here we are studying the mitosis. So we will study the mitosis in M phase. So mitosis is called as the equational division because it It involves the division of parent cells into two identical daughter cells, and there is distribution of chromosomes equally into the two daughter cells. So all the daughter cells, they have same the number of chromosomes as that of parent cells. That's why this division is called as equational division. So mitosis, the term mitosis was given by Fleming in 1882, and it was discovered by Strasburger, and it takes place in somatic cells. So there are two main events that occur during the mitosis. First is karyokinesis and second is cytokinesis. Karyokinesis is division of nucleus and cytokinesis is division of cytoplasm. Karyokinesis involves four main phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So we will study these phases one by one. So first phase is prophase. So prophase, we will study prophase under the three categories: early prophase, mid prophase and late prophase. So before starting the prophase, we will study what is interphase. So interphase is called as the resting stage of the cell. In case of the interphase, the chromosomes, they are greatly extended and they are greatly spread in the nuclear compartment. And in the interphase, the condensation, when the condensation of chromatin takes place in interphase, then it calls for the cell division. So in this stage, the chromosomes, they are indistinguishable and they are called as chromatids. So chromatids, they are suitable for the process of transcription and translation, but not for the cell division. So for the cell division, condensation of chromatin is must. So when there is condensation of chromatin into chromosomes, then cell division takes place. So next stage is prophase. So when there is condensation of chromatin in interphase, then next stage comes, that is prophase. So prophase is the long and the complex process. First phase of the prophase is early prophase. In case of, as you can see in the diagram, in case of the early prophase, centrioles, they divide and they move to opposite ends of the cell. And you can see each centriole, it emits ester rays, and there is formation of spindle fibers between the two esters. So in this case, in the early prophase, the chromosomes, they appear as thin threads in the nucleus, but gradually they change into short and thick fibers. So chromosomes, we all know chromosomes bear the primary constriction, and the region around the primary constriction is called as kinetochore. So the region where the two chromatids, they are attached, is called as centromere. So this was about the early prophase. So the main events is formation of division of centrioles, second formation of ester rays, and third formation of spindle fibers, and fourth formation of chromosomes or condensation of chromatin into chromosomes. Now coming to next stage of prophase, that is mid prophase. So in case of the mid prophase, chromosomes, they further shorten and they thicken and they try to assume the form and the size of a chromosomes, and they become the distinguishable individually. So the nucleoli, they become smaller and finally disappear, and the nuclear envelope, they begin to break down. So in this case, breakdown of nuclear envelope takes place. Last phase of prophase is late prophase. So in the late prophase, nuclear envelope breaks down completely and the spindles, they assume the proper shape, and it contains the 500 to 1000 microtubules. So the centrioles, they push towards to the opposite ends of the cell. So there you can see the centrioles, they are located at the opposite ends of the cell. and there is completely breakdown of nuclear membrane, and there is formation of spindle fibers in proper shape which contains around 500 to 1000 microtubules. So this was about the first stage of mitosis, that is prophase. Now coming to second step of mitosis, that is metaphase. So in the diagram you can see there is metaphase. So in the metaphase, the chromosomes, they move to the equatorial plane of the spindle fibers. So the microtubules which are present around the kinetochore is called as kinetochore microtubules. So microtubules, they join the kinetochore region of the chromosomes. So these microtubules which join the kinetochore region of microtubule is called as the kinetochore microtubule. So there are some microtubules which do not join the chromosomes, which join only the ends of the poles. So these type of microtubules, they are called as polar or the interpolar microtubules, where the chromosomes do not join. And so in case of the metaphase, the chromosomes, they align at the middle of the spindle fibers in the form of a plate. It is called as equatorial plate or the metaphasic plate. So this movement of chromosomes into a equatorial position or into a proper arrangement of the metaphasic plate is called as congregation. That is the force which causes the chromosomes to align on the equatorial plane is called as congregation. So congregation is the important phenomena which is responsible for the metaphase, and we all know metaphase is the best phase to study the chromosomes, as the chromosomes, each chromosomes, they lie on the equatorial plane and it is easily visible, and it is best studied position of chromosomes. Next stage is anaphase. So anaphase stage we will study in two parts: early anaphase and late anaphase. So anaphase is short and the simple phase which takes place in only 2 or 3 minutes. So in case of anaphase, sister chromatids, they separate at the primary constriction and they try to move towards the opposite poles. So here the chromatids, they are now called as the chromosomes because they are no longer held together by their duplicates. So in case of the anaphase, the spindle fibers, they elongate and the chromosomes, they move towards the opposite ends of the poles. So here the two groups of the chromatids, they have exactly the same hereditary information. So it is easier for a short compact chromosome to move through the cytoplasm than it is for the long and the twisted chromosomes. So here in the diagram it is shown how the metaphasic chromosome looks like. So in case of the metaphasic chromosomes, so the region where the primary constriction is present, that is the where the centromere is located. So centromere is surrounded by a plate or a protein which is called as kinetochore. So this kinetochore region, it binds with the microtubule. So here the clear metaphasic chromosome is shown with two chromosomal fibers attached at the kinetochore. So in case of the anaphase, the two groups of the chromatids, they have exactly the same hereditary information, and the anaphase ends when the chromatids, they reach to the opposite poles. So here the sister chromatids, they separate at primary constriction and they move towards the opposite poles. So now the last phase of mitosis is telophase. So telophase, we divide this telophase into two steps: early telophase and late telophase. Telophase is long and complex. and it is exactly the reverse of prophase. So chromosomes at each pole, they become indistinguishable as they are in interphase, and nuclear envelope is reconstructed. There is reconstruction of nucleoli also, and the spindle fibers which were formed during the prophase, they begin to disappear in telophase. So telophase, it causes the formation of two daughter cells. It breaks down the nucleus of the parent cell into the two daughter cells. So here the karyokinesis is completed, and now the next step is cytokinesis. So in case of the animal cell, the cytokinesis takes place by cleavage or by the furrowing. So here it is, cytokinesis is called as the division of cytoplasm. So this phase marks the end of the cell division. So mitosis is not only concerned with the division of nucleus, but it is also concerned with the division of cytoplasm, which happens by cytokinesis. So the division of cytoplasm occurs in the cytokinesis. After the nuclear division, the cytoplasm of the parent cell, it divides into two daughter cells, and the two daughter cells will have their own nucleus and cytoplasm. So this is the cytokinesis. So in case of the animal cell, the short spindle fibers that were formed at the short spindle fibers that formed during the prophase. So at the end of telophase, they lie at the midpoint and they form the mid body. So the constriction occurs around the cell where mid body is present, and in the mid body there is present the microfilaments, and contraction of the microfilaments, it causes the furrow to deepens until it meets the center of the cell, and hence the two cells, they are formed. So there is complete formation of two daughter cells after the cytokinesis. Now there is a difference between the cytokinesis in plant cell and animal cell. In case of the plant cells, cell plate is formed, while in case of animal cell, it occurs by the cell furrowing, as we have discussed in the last slide. So in the case of the plant cell, the spindle fibers, they persist, and in case of the animal cell, they begins to degenerate. So in case of the plant cell, the cell plate usually contains the Golgi and endoplasmic reticulum vesicles, which form the cell plate, while in case of the animal cells, cell furrow, or the mid body, it is formed from the microtubules. So these microtubules, they contract and the division of cytoplasm takes place. So this is the difference between cytokinesis in plant cell and animal cell. So this is the diagram which shows the mitosis in plant cells. So the steps, they are almost similar. Firstly there is interphase, then prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. But in case of the plant cell, there is no centriole formation, there is no centriole, and there is no esterase formation. Also there is no cell furrowing takes place during cytokinesis. So these are the basic differences. Otherwise rest of the process and the mechanism is similar as that of animal cell. So there are some of the differences between mitosis in plant cell and in animal cell. So in plant cell, centrioles, they are not present. In animal cell, centrioles, they are present, and the centrioles, they divide in mitosis and they forms the esterase, which causes the formation of spindle fibers. So no such structures, they are formed in plant cells like ester formation, spindle rays formation. Also the cell plate is not formed in plant cell. In animal cell, no cell plate is formed. So cytokinesis takes place by cell furrowing, and in case of the plant cell, mitosis occurs only in meristems, while in case of the animal cells, mitosis occurs in all the tissues of the body, in all the somatic organs of the body. Now the significance of the mitosis. Mitosis is essential for the growth and development of the multicellular organism. Also, it helps in repair. Mitosis is a mechanism for replicating the old, dead and worn out cells by the new cells. Next, reproduction. Mitosis brings about the reproduction in unicellular organism. Fourth significance is healing and regeneration. Mitosis produce the new cells for healing and regeneration. So this was about the mitosis. Now coming to questions, very short answer type questions. First question is, name the 4 phases of cell cycle. Give the one main feature of each phase. Second question is, why mitosis is called an equational division. Third question is, prophase and telophase are antithesis to each other. Discuss the statement. Fourth question is, differentiate karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Fifth question is, what is kinetochore? Give its function. Sixth question is, name the 2 components of mitotic apparatus. What is its function? Seventh question is, how does the cytokinesis in plant cell and animal cell differ from each other? Sorry. Eighth question is, give the 2 advantages of mitosis. Now coming to short answer type questions. First question is, write a note on control of mitosis. Second question is, describe cytokinesis in dividing animal cell. How does it differ from that of dividing plant cells? Third question is, give the significance of mitosis. Fourth question is, describe the changes occurring during prophase and metaphase of mitosis. Fifth question is, define interphase. Describe its surfaces. Now long answer type question. First question is, explain the mechanism of mitosis in detail. Second question is, draw a neat and labeled diagram of mitosis in animal cell and discuss its significance. Thank you.